my friend. Welcome to another episode of the Rise Up Buttercup Podcast. And I am so excited today to teach you a framework that's going to support you in trusting your voice in any situation. Now, if you're new here, my name's Amy Gerhartz. I am a coach. I'm also your host for the podcast. And I have a 30 plus year background in performance and music before I started my coaching company with certifications in neurolinguistic programming, hypnosis, hypnotherapy, leadership. And there are so many things that I have learned along the way that have supported me in learning how to trust myself, trust my voice. Because believe it or not, with all of those things that I've done, for a very long time, I didn't trust my voice. I didn't have the confidence enough to trust my voice. So when I started my coaching business, after I had been through many, many years of personal development, I wanted to come up with a very simple, easy acronym for you to follow so that you can start asking these clarifying questions to support you in trusting your voice. So today, believe it or not, I'm going to teach you what's called the V.O.I.C.E framework. And yes, V.O.I.C.E is the acronym because as a singer and you being here wanting to learn how to trust your voice, it just makes sense. So whenever you're having a moment in your life where you might be doubting yourself or questioning yourself, I want you to think about the V.O.I.C.E framework. I want you to think about V.O.I.C.E, right? And think of each one of these categories as something separate and different. The V in V.O.I.C.E stands for value. The O stands for ownership. The I stands for inspiration. The C stands for connection, and the E stands for empowerment. Now, I believe that we can really make this incredibly simple by thinking of two areas, internal and external. When it comes to the V.O.I.C.E framework, I want you to think of it in these two areas, internal and external, because most of the time, whenever something happens in our lives, there's an internal response and an external response. Now, something external can trigger the internal, something internal can trigger the external, but there's usually those two areas, right? There's internal you and then external everything around you. So let's start with the V, the value of the V.O.I.C.E framework. You can ask yourself a few questions when it comes to value. Do I value myself right now? Am I living into valuing myself right now? And then externally, do I value the people around me? Am I providing value to the people around me? Whenever you're speaking, whenever you're presenting, whenever you're around your friends or your family, you can ask this question, do I value myself and do I value others? Am I providing value to the people around me? Am I recognizing the value that I have, the worthiness that I have inside of myself at the same time? Do you see where we're going here with the V.O.I.C.E framework? This is a very simple framework that you can apply to any area of your life by just asking, am I seeing the value in myself? Am I recognizing and honoring the value in myself? Am I providing value to the people around me whenever I'm speaking, whenever I need to trust my voice? Now, the O, as I mentioned before, stands for ownership. Now, internally, this is really like leadership. How am I carrying myself every day? Am I showing up the way I say I'm going to? Am I owning my life? Can I stand behind the things that I'm saying and doing? Do I own who I am as a human being? And then on the external side, am I presenting that to the world around me? Am I presenting someone who is confident and stands in responsibility of who she is and all the things that she is doing to everyone else? Am I also encouraging the people around me to live into ownership of themselves and the things that they do too? Remember, internal and external. And ownership is, like I said, like leadership is probably one of the most important things because once you have your value and your worth, you get to learn how to assess, am I standing behind that? Am I owning who I am? Am I owning the things that I say? Do I believe the things that I say, right? So ownership is so incredibly important in this phrase too. And you can ask those questions to yourself if you're ever struggling trusting your voice. Do I own what I'm saying here? Do I stand behind what I'm saying here? Am I showing this to the people around me that I own what I say and who I am? Now let's talk about inspiration, because this is so important too. When it comes to trusting your voice, are you even inspired by the things that you're saying? Internally, do you feel excited and inspired by the things that you're doing and you're saying? Because if you're lacking inspiration, chances are you're going to also lack confidence in yourself and what you're trying to do. So inspiration is so important. Are you inspired internally? Are you then inspiring the people around you? If you're giving a presentation and you've said, okay, I'm presenting value, I'm standing behind the things that I'm saying, am I inspiring my crowd? Am I inspiring the audience? Am I inspiring my team? Am I inspiring my friends? Am I living from this space of inspiration internally and externally? Great questions to ask. The C is probably one of the most important ones. I mean, they're all really important, but the C stands for connection. Am I connecting to myself, and am I connecting to people around me? Am I connecting to myself? Am I connecting to people around me? So let's recap real fast. Voice, value. Do I value myself? Do I value the people around me? Ownership. Am I living in ownership? Am I presenting that to the people around me and inspiring them to live in ownership too? Inspiration. Am I inspired by myself? Or am I inspired by this topic? Am I inspired by the things that I'm doing? And am I inspiring the people around me? C, connection. Am I connected to this? Am I connected to myself? Am I creating connection with the people around me? And then finally, E is empowerment, as I mentioned before. Do I feel empowered enough to take action? And this is what I really want you to understand. Inspiration is a feeling, empowerment is movement. So empowerment is taking action. Do I internally feel like I am taking movement and taking action on the things that I want in my life? Am I empowering the people around me externally to take action for the things that they're doing in their lives as well? This framework I have found you can ask in any situation. Value, ownership, inspiration, connection, empowerment. If you focus on those 5 key areas, if you apply the voice framework to everything that you are doing, you are going to begin trusting yourself so much deeper, so much stronger. Your confidence is going to start to skyrocket because you'll have asked these clarifying questions ahead of time. Now, here's the thing. If there's any area here where you are not fully connected, maybe you don't have the connection piece, then you get to create the connection. You get to shift it around. Maybe you're not feeling inspired, shift it around till you are. Maybe asking this question of like, do I trust my voice with these things that I'm doing? And if the question is no, and you've gone through this framework, then maybe it's time to veer in a different direction. All you have to do to start trusting your voice is, of course, taking action, which is the empowerment side of things, but asking these clarifying questions. Do I know my value? Am I presenting value to the people around me? Can I stand behind the things that I do in ownership? Am I presenting that ownership to the people around me? Am I inspired? Am I inspiring other people? Am I connected? Am I connecting to other people? Am I creating that connection? Because that is one of the most important things that I think any human being wants. And then finally, am I empowered? Am I taking action? And am I encouraging the people around me to do the same? This is an amazing framework, once again, that I genuinely believe you can apply to any area of your life. Now, my friend, this is going to take practice. It's going to take intentional effort. There's obviously so much more to do to trusting your voice than just following a framework. If any of these 5 pillars are a little weak for you, reach out to me. Ask about our coaching programs. Reach out and respond and comment on this podcast episode. By all means, we are here to help you. And remember, you are one of a kind and absolutely worth it.